It was late at night, around 1:30 in the morning, when a college student named Ryan finished his part-time shift at a small restaurant on the edge of town. The parking lot was empty except for his old Honda, parked under a flickering streetlight. The night was eerily quiet. No traffic, no footsteps, not even the sound of crickets. Ryan unlocked his car, tossed his backpack onto the passenger seat, and slid behind the wheel. As he started the engine, he had a strange, uneasy feeling. The air felt heavy, almost as if someone was watching him. He shook it off, telling himself he was just tired. About 10 minutes into the drive, Ryan glanced in his rearview mirror and froze. For a split second, he thought he saw the faint outline of someone sitting in the back seat. He quickly turned his head, but the seat looked empty. His heart raced. He told himself it was just shadows, maybe his imagination. He rolled down the window, trying to breathe in some fresh air. But then he heard it. A low, steady breathing, coming from directly behind him. Ryan's hands gripped the steering wheel as panic set in. He kept his eyes on the road, too afraid to turn around. The breathing grew heavier, almost deliberate. He could even hear the faint rustle of clothing, as if whoever, or whatever, was back there had shifted slightly closer. Finally, at a red light, Ryan summoned the courage to glance in the mirror again. This time there was no mistake. A pale face stared back at him. Hollow eyes, a twisted smile, sitting just inches behind his headrest. Ryan screamed, threw open his door, and ran into the empty street. Passing cars honked as he waved desperately for help. When the police finally arrived and searched the car, the back seat was empty. No signs of forced entry. Nothing at all. But Ryan swore he saw the face. And to this day, he never drives alone at night without first checking his back seat. Samantha had just moved into her grandmother's old farmhouse after inheriting it. The place was huge, creaky, and filled with the kind of silence that presses down on you. One thing stood out: a small upstairs room with a rusted lock on the outside. Her grandmother had always told her never to go in there, but curiosity gnawed at her. One night, during a thunderstorm, Samantha decided to explore. She found the old key in a drawer and unlocked the door. Inside, the room was cold. Unnaturally cold, as if it hadn't seen sunlight in decades. The wallpaper peeled from the walls, and in the middle sat a dusty wooden rocking chair. The moment Samantha stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind her. She rushed to open it, but the knob wouldn't turn. The lock was now on the inside. Her heart pounded as thunder shook the house. She tried to convince herself it was just the storm. But then the chair began to rock. Slowly, back and forth, back and forth. Samantha froze, watching in disbelief. The air grew icy, her breath visible in the dim light. Then she heard it, a whisper right next to her ear. "Why did you open it?" She spun around, but no one was there. The rocking chair creaked louder, faster, until it was moving violently on its own. The whispers multiplied, circling her, overlapping voices asking the same chilling question. "Why did you open it? Why did you open it?" Finally, the door burst open on its own, slamming into the hallway wall. Samantha bolted out, locking the door behind her. She never went back into that room. Even today, the locked door remains untouched, because she knows something still waits inside. A group of friends went on a weekend camping trip deep in the woods. Among them was a quiet guy named Mark, who always kept to himself. The first night was normal: campfire stories, laughter, and the distant sound of owls. But on the second night, Mark vanished. His sleeping bag was empty, his shoes gone, and there was no sign of him anywhere. The group searched for hours with flashlights, calling his name into the darkness. But the woods were too thick, too silent. Finally, they decided to wait until morning and call for help. Around 3 a.m., one of the friends woke up to the sound of twigs snapping. She looked out of her tent and saw Mark, standing at the edge of the clearing. His back was to them, motionless. Relieved, she called out, "Mark, where did you go?" But he didn't answer. He just stood there, staring into the trees. The others woke up and saw him too. One of the guys grabbed a flashlight and shined it toward him. That's when they noticed something was off. Mark's face looked wrong. His eyes were wide, his mouth slightly open, but he wasn't blinking. The group called his name again. Slowly he turned his head, but not his body, and smiled. His teeth looked jagged in the pale light. Then, without a sound, he walked backward into the woods until the darkness swallowed him. The next morning, the rangers found no footprints, no tracks, no sign Mark had ever been there. His body was never recovered. To this day, his friends refuse to go camping again, because they're not sure if what they saw was really Mark, or something wearing his face.